Hi guys, welcome to Mendoza Makes. I'm Michelle Mendoza and today we're making limeade. It's finally into the warmer summer weather in Washington and I am so excited, finally. During summer, I always want ice cold, refreshing, tropical-y drinks, and limeade and lemonade are usually in that category. Of course, you can buy lemonade and limeade at the store, just like you can with any other type of juice, but just like everything else, if you make it at home fresh yourself, it has that really like fresh taste that makes it just pop. And I use it as an ingredient in tons of other things, usually adult beverages like margaritas, mixed drinks with tequila and vodka and rum and all kinds of stuff. I also make mine with a simple syrup rather than traditional lemonade that just uses granulated sugar. Because I use a simple syrup, it doesn't have that grainy texture because you're fully melting the sugar into the water. So I'll show you what I mean. You can definitely buy simple syrup at the store, but I find that making it myself is way cheaper because simple syrup is just made of water and sugar. So it's really easy to make. It takes 5 minutes or less. And if you keep it on hand, it keeps in the refrigerator for a month, or you can freeze it for 2 or 3 months. So the recipe for simple syrup is just equal parts sugar and water. For this limeade that I'm making specifically, I'm gonna do 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. And all I'm gonna do is turn my pan on to a high heat setting, add the water, and add the sugar. And I'll give it a stir. You can see right now that it's very cloudy because I just added it to the pan and the sugar's not fully dissolved yet. By the time that it's done, the sugar will be fully dissolved into the water. It'll create a nice, smooth, homogeneous syrup or liquid that we can add to any number of things, and it'll be clear. That's how you know that the sugar has been fully dissolved and it's done. You can use it in so many different things. Cocktail drinks, you can use it in your coffee. You can flavor it to be whatever you want. You can add vanilla or spices, or you can use brown sugar instead of granulated sugar, usually for like a warmer, or a mapley flavor when it's done. I mean, there's endless possibilities with this. And because it keeps in the fridge for a while, it's very easy to just make some and then have it on hand when you want it. The reason I use a simple syrup instead of sugar for my lemonade and limeade is because when I add it to the lime juice and the water and mix it together, it's not gonna end up having a granulated texture. It's going to be fully liquid, and because the sugar is melted down all the way into the water. And then when you're drinking your lemonade, you're not stuck with like this cloudy white mixture. And there's no sugar that like sinks to the bottom. It makes the texture and the flavor that much better. So you can see now that my sugar water mixture is pretty clear right now, but when I stir, I can still see that there's some undissolved sugar on the bottom that has sank down. So I'm gonna continue letting it heat up and stirring to make sure that it's all the way clear and all the sugar is dissolved before I take it off the heat. And it looks now that my simple syrup is done. Super easy. That took like 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's all clear. The sugar is fully dissolved. So what I'm gonna do now is just set this to the side and let it cool so that I can add it to the limeade once I have the lime juice. You need a cup of lemon juice or lime juice. I've got my simple syrup and my lime juice. So all I'm gonna do is add the lime juice to a pitcher, add the simple syrup, and then add 2 to 3 cups of water. What I usually do is I go for 2.5 cups of water and then add like half a tray of ice cubes to help it cool down further. And then as the ice melts, it will also add the rest of the water that you need. I especially do this with the ice if I want to use it right away because it needs to cool down really quickly. especially depending on how long you've left the simple syrup resting. If it hasn't been that long and it's still kind of warm, then the ice will help it cool down. And then give it a stir and taste it and see how it is. If it's too sweet or too watered down, add more lime juice. And then I'm gonna try it. Ooh. It needs a little bit more water, but I know that the ice is gonna melt and then provide the water that it needs. So I don't wanna put any more in there. It was good. It's nice and tart, sweet, refreshing. I usually use this as our margarita mix. We just blend this with tequila and ice. So good. I'll put the recipe or the ratio that we use for our blended margaritas in the description for you guys. Time to make a drink. Cheers. Simple syrup really helps it be completely smooth, fully liquid, no granules of sugar in there. Super easy. That took me 15 minutes. And I have a nice fresh drink now. If you like this video or you learned something, give it a like. If you'd like to learn more, subscribe to my channel. I upload every Friday. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey man! You wanna come? Come on! Man, I love summer.